Good evening. Welcome to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone Radio Show. My name is Leon Jones. Today is Monday, October 17th, 2016. Tune in to the 411 Talk Zone Radio Show every Saturday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. right here on Blog Talk Radio. Guest call-in number is 215-383-5785. If you like my videos, please share and subscribe to the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show right here on YouTube so I can continue to give you quality information for educational purposes from a professional and mature perspective. On this channel, we do not engage in emotional or controversial issues, nor do we participate in any drama or unnecessary bickering. So please be respectful and keep it positive, because this channel is an informational and educational channel. So we want to continue to educate our audience by bringing them some positive content. You have other YouTubers, go to their channels for the controversial issues, and they put out good content as well, as long as you can take the truth. And that's what we stand by here, the truth, facts-based. Also, if you have a business or a topic that you would like for me to discuss on the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, please email me at lej6521@gmail.com. Please feel free to comment. Make sure that your comments are pithy, no bloviating, if you wish to opine. Now on to the second video of today, this evening. And it's a request from Big Body Matt Colay. I want everybody to like, share, and subscribe to Big Body Matt Colay's channel, as he is given good intent and content. And he's given me the question and answer format. It's Matt Colay, Big Body Matt Colay. Subscribe to his channel. He is a subscriber of mine, and he also comes on my Blog Talk Radio show regularly. So for Matt, this is a Big Body production. He's asking me, and you all might want to pay attention to this, and we're talking about education. Number one, you mentioned the technology. How has it changed the education system today? And number two, he talks about the differences between going to school when you're younger compared to when you're older. So he addressed me with this issue, so I am going to give him a factual response, just as I see it, because everybody's situation is different. Now, going to school when you're younger, it can be difficult, but it can be easy, especially when your parents are paying for everything. Now, I do suggest when you get out of high school, you go directly into college. Here's why. Because you don't have as many responsibilities. For the most part, you didn't have children, you don't have bills, you haven't gotten married, so you're just establishing yourself. And when you're young enough, in case you decide to change careers, you have time to do so. Therefore, you're not going to school because you have to, because of the economy. Now, yes, it also depends on what you major in. So before you even go to college, get good grades in high school so you can get the major you want. But I prefer going to school when you're young, when you don't have a lot of life's experiences, because you gain all your experiences on a college campus, or if you're at home, you go to a community college. Again, it's much easier to do everything while you're young. However, when you get older, you're respected a little bit more because you already have a job, you've gone through the challenges of the real world, and you're going to be more mature. And here's the difference. When you're younger, you want to party. And I'm not talking about partying like it's 1999. I'm talking about you want to party like there's no tomorrow. When you're older and you have responsibilities, you're going to take life a little more seriously. So when you go to school, you're going to be serious about school. And I'm going to tell you this, and this happened to me. When I dropped out of college the first time, my grade point average was better because I took school seriously. And number two, if you don't have financial aid and you're paying for it, you're going to take it much seriously. You know why? Because you're paying for it. And that generally happens in life. When somebody else is paying your bill, you don't care about it as much. But when you're paying your bill, you're going to care about it a lot more because it is your money. And you want to make sure that you get your money's worth. Now, when you go to school when you're older, it's a lot easier for you to network because you understand the workforce better than somebody who is young. You understand responsibility a lot more. You understand time management a lot more than somebody who is young. You network a lot better. And you're more serious about your life when you get older because you have fought through the challenges that life has thrown at you. Therefore, when you're older and you have a job, an advantage is also you have experience. I'll give an example with me. I had experience in civil engineering when I didn't have a degree. However, when I got my degree, I didn't have to start at the bottom because I had the experience. I just needed the minimum requirement. I got on Dean's list every time. But the contrast, to be objective, it's better to go while you're young. But if you don't go, you go while you're older, and you'll manifest a lot better. But now, in both situations, it depends on the type of person. Let me give you an example. Sometimes you could run a mile, and once you quit, it's very hard to get back up and run it again. It happened to me when I went to school, dropped out, but I learned the hard way. I had to go through the military, and I was doing the peon jobs in the military. I was the enlisted person, and anybody who's going into the military understands about mess cranking, kitchen patrol, peeling potatoes, yucky jobs, and working restaurants. And I remember when minimum wage was $3.35, then it went up to $4.25 and $4.75. You're making that kind of money, that's a very good incentive for you to go back to school. So I got my degree late at 43 from Temple University, but I had time under my belt in the regular world. So let me sum this part of the video up, my brother Matt. When you're younger, you should go and finish because it's much easier because you don't have the responsibilities. When you're older, you're much mature. So you're going to do better. Now, to be objective, it all depends on the type of person. Because if you're younger, you might not do well. And if you're older, you might not do well. But for the most part, if you have your head on straight, you could do well going to school when you're younger or older. But I prefer to go to school younger. But when you're older, you benefit. Now, here's where you can manifest something when you get older. You can go for your master's degree or your doctorate degree because you understand what commitment is. But for your bachelor's degree, and let me make it clear, for your bachelor's or even an associate's degree, you should do that while you're younger. And here's what I want to tell you. If you're going to college, start out getting a diploma first, then working your way up to a certificate or an associate's degree because you're gaining college credits, you're out in the workforce as well, and you're learning how the world works, if you want to do it that way. You want to go to the military. Those are arenas that you can get college credits in as well when you're younger. But again, it all depends on your initiative and your motivation. Now, as far as technology is concerned, technology has been a big help because a lot of your brick and mortar schools now have online courses. So you could sit at home, you could go to the park, and you could do your courses online. In fact, you have 3 for-profit schools: Strayer University, that's primarily an East Coast school. Then you have DeVry and University of Phoenix, and then you have North Central, and you have National American. You have some of these other online schools that are popping up through technology. They use Blackboard as their educational software for online courses. You could sit at work and do online courses. Also Skype, because you can have video conferencing. I know Emory-Riddle Aeronautical University in Florida, they have a system called Ernie, where you can get on what they call video conferencing and participate from home as if you're in class. So technology has made everything a lot easier. Now, when I was going to school, we were getting away from the slide rule, and calculators just came in. And no, I'm not an old dinosaur, because technology, when I was in school in the 80s, it began to switch over. Now, we did have the VIC Commodore 64 Apple computer, and then we went into the DOS system. So I happen to be part of the generation where we were actually going to the computers after utilizing slide rules and the typewriter. We went from the typewriter that you had to erase when you made a mistake to the typewriter with erasable tape, and then we went away from the typewriter to the computer. So from the 80s to the 90s, when I was around, technology, I saw a big change. And we went from DOS, we went to the 3.5-inch disc. Cell phones looked like bricks. They got smaller. Beepers were out. In the 90s, they came and went. The .com, they were out. Windows 95. But nevertheless, all of these technological ideas that were put before me help education, and they're continuing to help. In fact, with the technology, it actually keeps the fees down at a brick and mortar. See, when you go to a brick and mortar college, you have to pay health fee, parking fee, but when you do it online, you just pay a technology fee for using the technology. So, I hope I answered everything for you, but let me sum it up again. When you're younger, this is when you want to go get your bachelor's degree. But if you don't, you get a job first, and you see how your job is and where you want to go, then you can go get your bachelor's degree at an older age, because you've already faced the challenges of the everyday world, and you're going to perform a lot better since you're more mature. Then you can get your master's, because I got 2 master's degrees. I did everything while I was older, but I worked first. But you have to be motivated to do it. That's the key. Motivated, and there has to be an incentive for you. So, again, kudos to you for getting right back up, going to trucking school. Anything that you need for me to do, I have my CDL. I will help you along. And anybody else, a salute to all of the individuals who are making that change, getting their careers at older ages. It can be done. But you have to be the one to want to do it. That's my commentary for this evening's edition of the 411 Talk Zone Radio Show. Until next time, my name is Leon Jones. Please remember to be gentle and respectful to each other, and have a wonderful and blessed evening. Good night.